So my birthday was a couple weeks ago, and as a present my husband bought me the rest of the Ichiban Kuchi tickets for this Animal Crossing raffle. Look how much stuff I got. First up are these hand towels. This was the G prize, and I'm super lucky because I loved all the designs that were left, with the fossil definitely being my favorite. There were so many E prizes left, so now I just have so many of these tiny like turnip plates, but they're cute and I'll probably give them to friends. There was one notebook left, and it had a section in the back for custom design planning. I'm obsessed with these shovel spoons. I love miniature things. Yeah, I'm struggling to open the A prize, but I got it open, and look how cute this timer is. It's gonna live in my kitchen. However, this is what I was there for. The grand prize, the last one. You can only get these if you buy the very, very last ticket in the raffle, so they're kind of rare, but I had to go for it, and I'm so happy. How I manage my chronic illnesses living in Tokyo. First up, I have something called a help mark. If you've been to Tokyo, you've probably seen them around. You can see the mark up there on the sign. These are issued by the city, and it's basically for people who have hidden illnesses that might not be completely obvious. It's just nice to have it because this is usually what I look like on the way home. I'm usually out of it, and I just feel like the mark helps people know what's going on. Next up, I'm really heat intolerant. It just triggers a lot of my illnesses, so I carry around these instant cooling packs just in case something happens while I'm out. I can always have something cold. Lastly, I have all of my paperwork in this big folder from my doctors. There's no online database for all of the results from the clinic, so you have to keep it all with you. Here you can see one of my old medicine books. They just give you all of the information about what you're taking, and you can keep it with you to have a tracker. Day in the life of a chronically ill person living in Tokyo. It's a pretty bad day, so I'm pretty much bedbound to have everything I need next to me. I wanted to make videos like these just to show that not everybody living abroad has such a perfect life. But yeah, here I'm eating talkkk gohan. These are my favorite toppings, and I like the bonito dancing. During days like this, I like to eat something simple and healthy that doesn't take too much effort to prepare. Here's natto. I've also been trying to force myself to walk even on the days that I don't feel well, so I went to Family Mart and found these macaroons. The salt vanilla was so good. I'm glad I got a good shot because my hands were shaking so bad. I try to take a lot of baths because my muscles tend to spasm and strain easily, and luckily these kind of bath bombs are really cheap here. It's about 400 yen I think for the box, and it comes with about 16. I also use ice packs to keep from overheating. These are my favorite frozen foods for low energy days. My husband cooked chicken for me. Yay. I know it looks like I didn't do much in the day, which honestly I didn't, but I was pretty tired, so I just watched Natsume until I fell asleep. Day in the life of a chronically ill person living in Tokyo. I wanted to show what my day looks like when I'm housebound, but have a little bit more energy. However, I was having really bad POTS flare up this morning, so after I got some relief, I made my usual talkkk gohan, and I eat it with a spoon, don't judge me. I wanted to show my compression leggings because these save my life on days like this. They have awesome support in the knees and the ankles, and they go all the way up to your waist. The highlight of anybody's day, the mailman coming. I got this pochita pouch, and it's so cute. I'm gonna use it for makeup. In Japan, if you get medication that can potentially harm your stomach, they'll actually give you this stomach protecting pill, which is amazing. After doing a little bit of laundry, I'm playing Switch now, and I wanted to finish my island for you guys. I just have this little corner left to go. Miraculously, I still have some energy, so I wanted to do my makeup. It's really therapeutic as always. This is my favorite palette right now, and this is the final look. I got my Mario Star soap dispenser from Amazon, and it's so cute. For lunch, I had this Animal Crossing cup noodle, and I got my birthday toy up there in the lid. It comes with this sticker, and I got Octavian or Oktaro. Of course, I had to use my top milk timer. The curry flavor was really nice, and I liked the potato pieces in there. I tried to get some vitamin D outside and just enjoy the weather. And I think I overdid it, but I did get some energy back at the end of the day, so I went to Family Mart, took a bath, and just enjoyed this really beautiful sunset. I loved all the pastel. Tips on managing POTS while traveling or living in Japan. I know we all survive on sports drinks. These are my favorite, Pocari Sweat and Ion water. But if you're on the go, there's a lot of other options too, like Aquarius, Takara, there's a salty lychee up there. You can also buy Pocari Sweat packets. This is a more environmentally friendly and cost-effective option. As you can see, they're really cheap. If you come here, you should invest in some of these Japanese compression leggings. I think these are actually promoted as a sleeping type to prevent bloating at night. But since they compress the stomach and legs and ankles so well, it's great for POTS. You can get them on Japanese Amazon or most drugstores, and they're about 3,000 yen. Okay, next tip is if you're on the train, which you probably are going to be, and you have to stand, which you're probably going to be because there's not a lot of seats, please make sure to shuffle your legs around. A lot of train rides can be over 30 minutes before you have to get off, and you are just literally torturing yourself if you stand there without moving. Of course, try to sit if you can, especially in the priority seating with a help mark, but yeah, if that's not an option, please move around when you stand. And finally, the biggest thing is, just take it slow. Don't feel bad if you have to take rest days. I always plan them in on my vacations and my trips, and that's just how it is. Don't ever feel like you're wasting your time if you have to rest, because it's just awesome you're traveling abroad in the first place. Day in the life of a chronically ill person living in Tokyo. It feels weird saying that today because I'm actually doing pretty good. However, as you can see, the mornings are still kind of rough. I get a lot of dizziness and like weird symptoms right when I wake up. But anyway, yeah, it's so weird. Even after so many years, I still deal with imposter syndrome on the days that I don't feel like absolute garbage. But yeah, just heating up some frozen rice I have and making my usual talkkk gohan. Eating with a spoon as usual. I hope my videos aren't like dreadfully boring since I'm always in the apartment. I've just been in this crazy like 4-month-long flare-up, but I can feel it ending, so I'm hoping to film a better variety of content soon once I can leave the house. After my amazing snack, I wanted to reread this manga about the author's experience with CFS or chronic fatigue syndrome. I tear up every time I read this, but I think she does a really amazing job just really illustrating and talking about a lot of the struggles that we go through. You can see it's really popular on Amazon, and I tried to look for some English translations, but this is all I could find. I thought maybe I could make a video reading it sometime. Yeah, I ended up going to the store, found this coffee and this chocolate bread that had like a half a bar of chocolate in it. I also thought these were interesting. You put them in your coffee and it has like vitamin D and calcium. And I totally spaced, but then I remembered that the Jolene makeup raffle launched. You can see it's almost sold out, so I ran to go get a couple tickets, and this is what I won. Afterward, I bought some udon, and then I pumped my tires in this free air pump station that they have at the mall. And here's the makeup out of the box. It's really pretty. I love the liner, and I added the udon to my old kimchi soup that I made yesterday. It was really good. Ate some potato chips and watched a Dos no Mori video. And at night, I was really pleasantly surprised that there was fireworks. Today was kind of a lazy day. It was rainy and cold, so we went to convenience to get some snacks. I think every girl in Japan stocks up on that premium yogurt because it has B12 and iron. And yeah, got onigiri and jariko, some chips. Butter peanuts sounded good. My husband got that little chocolate ice cream. And I wanted to try Haagen-Dazs's new Halloween flavor, so I got the caramel one. No convenient run is complete without getting these boxed teas. I got jasmine and I got the last crispy chicken. And yeah, just putting everything away, reusing my bag as a trash bag. And I wanted to show how the convenient chicken opens. It's really convenient. This is one of my favorites. It's ham katsu, which is like a thick piece of ham deep fried. And here's that drink I was talking about. It's so good. And here's my onigiri. It's just tuna mayo. The ice cream was really good. It had these like cheesecake tasting bites on the top with caramel, and Adam's Family was on TV, so we just watched that, ate some jariko, and ended the night. Have you tried fruit flavored sake before? Tipsy Sake was kind enough to send me their flavored and fruity set, which includes ume, which is Japanese plum, yuzu, which is like a citrus, and ichigo. I feel like sake can be kind of mysterious for people outside of Japan, so I'm glad they come with these pairing cards that tell you how to serve them, what temperature to serve them, and even where they come from. And today I'm going to be showing you this strawberry nigori, which I've tried before and I really enjoyed, but I've never tried it as a mixed drink, which it recommended. And I don't know if you know, but the proper way to mix nigori is tipping it over once and letting everything mix together. They're quite thick, so this is a really important step. And this wasn't technically recommended on the card, but I thought Yokurito would be a really good addition to my little cocktail I'm making right now. And of course it was amazing. And if you're interested in trying out sakes like these, go ahead and check out Tipsy's website. They have such a great selection and I highly recommend them. Day in the life of a chronically ill person living in Tokyo. We didn't really have any food in the house this morning, so we went to 7-Eleven and I was checking out the Halloween candy. This is what I got, as well as this kalpusu condensed milk drink and sweet potato onigiri. I also ended up getting oden because it is oden season, and if you know, you know. After breakfast, we decided to go to the mall because I wanted to try Starbucks' new Halloween drink, and I did a little bit of makeup shopping from Canmake. This is what I picked up. I also really wanted to buy this, but my husband talked me out of it, but I might go back for it because it's so cute. Anyway, for lunch I had this vegan burger from Mossburger. I was doing okay on energy on the way home, so we decided to go to the store, and I found these milk alternative lattes. I ended up getting the oat one, and I found sweet potato Kit Kats. And my husband brought these home the other day. These are the Halloween Krispy Kreme donuts, and I'm doing a little taste test for you guys. The first one is caramel, and this one is chocolate filling inside. By this point in the day, I'm feeling pretty achy and tired, so I'm gonna have a bath, orange for Halloween of course, and doing my skincare routine now. Then finish the day by watching the second Chainsaw Man episode. Is there a way to let people know that you have a disability while you are a tourist in Japan? And there is actually. What I'm wearing on my bag is called a help mark. These are issued by the city of Tokyo, but they're widely recognized around the country. If you choose to wear one, you're basically letting the public know that you have a chronic condition. If you're just going to be a tourist in Japan, you don't necessarily have to go and get the physical one. You can just print out the symbol and put it on your bag. This might be kind of a random video, but I wanted to show what the Pokemon Center in Japan sends you if you order from them during your birthday month. First of all, the box is really cute. I wasn't expecting this. I love all the illustrations and all the flowers. I don't know if it's specific for May because that's when I ordered it, but you get this like QR code for something, and you also get a Flabébé in the game, so it's on theme. I'm pretty sure there's no purchase minimum either because all I ordered were these makeup sponges, so yeah. Here's a casual day in my life living in Tokyo. I'm just doing a light makeup because today's plan is going to my favorite shrine and then going shopping at the mall. It's really nice to get back into making vlogs. Honestly, I forget to film a lot because I feel like my life is pretty boring. But yeah, anyway, this is my favorite shrine. You used to be able to wash your hands here, but they closed it due to COVID, but now it's a planter and it's super cute. But the main reason I'm here is because of this guy. This is a Jizo statue that's been here since Edo time. He specializes specifically in health and removing warts and ghosts. Wherever you want to be healed, you rub his body with salt, so I'm just rubbing the whole thing usually. And I finished my weekly routine, so now I'm going to the mall. Outside the station, there was all these food trucks, so I ended up getting this nori dango. And I've arrived to my favorite part of the day, checking out all the new makeup available. If you're coming to Japan and you want to know which cosmetics are new, just look for these booths, usually at the front of the drugstore. I was so happy to see that they still had the Canmake Sailor Moon collection. It's mostly sold out, but I did manage to find what I came for. If you keep up with cosmetics in Japan, you'll know that Tita Tita has been extremely popular. This is their new cushion, and it's supposed to be a lot more watery than the rest of them. Canmake has some new lippies and also eyeshadows. I was so stoked they had one left of the item that I really wanted. These are trending like crazy. I'm also super excited for the new quad from Seisan since it's super cool tone. It's kind of rare to see here. So yeah, this is what I got. I think it was less than like $10 or $15. I ended up getting a vegan burger from Mossburger. And then my husband is an ice cream fiend, so we had to go to Baskin Robbins and he wanted to try this new Kit Kat sundae. I also thought this candy apple flavor was unique, but I ended up not getting it, so yeah, this is what it looks like. And it wouldn't be a trip to the mall if we didn't stop by Uniqlo. Immediately saw these Miffy pants, but I passed on them and ended up going with this really cute dress that was on sale for 3,000 yen. Our Uniqlo just got renovated, so it has a lot more space, which makes it a lot easier in a wheelchair. And I'm pretty tired at this point, but I still wanted to check the bookstore to see what's going on in these beauty magazines, just to see what's the latest styles and what cosmetics are really popular right now. With my last bit of energy, we stopped by the grocery store and I found this vegan coolish. It was a long day for me, so I'm pretty dead at this point. I just had to lay in a dark room and rest. After a couple hours, I caught a spark, so I played Zelda and then just took a shower, did my skincare, and that's it. Good night. Alright, I'm back with another vlog, and today I'm going to Japanese Home Depot. Many of these places will have a food stall outside that sells classic Japanese snacks like taiyaki, dango, kakigori, stuff like that, so you always have to indulge. I got a cheese taiyaki and my husband got a chocolate one. I don't know why, but I always forget these have copious amounts of mayonnaise. Definitely my husband's look a lot better with all that chocolate in there. Today we're heading straight to the fish section. While my husband is looking for something, I just like looking at the kingyo. They always have so many different varieties here, as well as other unique fish. He decided on some of these shrimp, so we just got them bagged up and went to check out. Afterwards, we went to Lawson, which, if you didn't know, carries a small section of Muji products because we wanted to get snacks later for our movie night. And we got a small lunch of karage and onigiri. And they had all these chocolates that had like these super cool Pokemon on the outside of it. The flavor's no different on the inside, but I just wanted to show you, and I went with Flygon, obviously. It's rainy season right now, so we didn't really want to push our luck and just went home. I've been pretty much housebound for the last 8 months, so I actually picked up guitar. If anyone has any advice in the comments, I would love it. And it doesn't really look that appetizing, but I made vegan onion tofu. It's been raining like every day here, so this was the only chance we had to do laundry, so I just went out to go check it. And I had a rest, but my husband always likes to join me. He's watching something about fish. For dinner, I just cooked all the vegetables in my fridge I needed to use, and then we started our movie. But halfway through, I really wanted to drink green tea, and we didn't have any, so we ran to the vending. Yaman is the best green tea. If you know, you know, and that was my night. Try this color correcting powder concealer with me from CanMake. I am so fascinated by this concept. I think you're supposed to use it by just mixing all the colors together because it turns into a beige. I already have concealer on, but as you can see, I have quite prominent dark circles. So I was sort of hoping this would be like a really good setting powder that would just amplify the effects of my concealer. Okay, let me zoom out a little bit, and this is with and without. It definitely does something, but I think it's kind of meant for more of those no makeup looks. I still have a lot of the dark part of my eyes showing through, so I want to take the red and the pink to see if I can sort of color correct even further. And I can't really see that much of a difference. Maybe on camera it looks a little bit better. Although I do like the finish and I can see myself using this, I wouldn't recommend anyone buy it because it's kind of a gimmick product. This is my first time getting a beauty subscription box in Japan, so I wanted to show you everything I got because I am super excited. Go ahead and open the box. On the description, they said this box is specifically geared towards rainy season, which is currently going on right now in Japan. It's the month of June. So these are supposed to be products that are going to help you out in this wet, rainy, dreary season, you know? This is so adorable. I'm so excited. And you get a brochure, obviously, of all the products, but I like how it's showing the rainy season in France. It's just kind of funny. I didn't know they had one. Then, obviously, how to use all the products that come in the box. And the packaging is amazing. I'm gonna take out this little bag because it's piquing my interest. Okay, so here's everything that was in the bag. First is this base care serum that comes in a foam, which I'm really interested in. And then another skin conditioner that's like this gel. Then a moisturizing cream. I've never tried any of these brands before, so I'm very interested to see how it goes. Whoa, that is so weird. This blush is really beautiful, but I'm a cool winter, so this might be a little bit too warm for me. I might have to give it to a friend, but that's okay. Rainy season in Japan can be really brutal for people who are sensitive to pressure changes, which I am, so I get really sick all through May and June. These products are supposed to help you recover from weather sickness. You put them in your bathtub and whatever's in them is supposed to help you out. I'm really excited to try these, even though I usually don't take baths once it gets hot out, but for these I will make an effort. And this is the last item. It is a silk scarf that has the print of Paris on it. This is perfect. I'm gonna add it in my rotation. I love the colors. It matches me perfectly. And that's everything I got. I'm super excited for next month. I hope it's something about hot weather. I think this is an amazing way to try new products. Thank you for watching. Were you wondering what this product was in My Happy Marriage? It's komachi beni, made from soft flour, which turns red after it's processed. It was named after Ono no Komachi, who was a famous poet in the Heian period and well regarded for her unearthly beauty. Although the pigment is red, it actually turns this iridescent green color when it's dried, and that is usually proof of the finest quality you can afford. The product is quite simple to use. You just take some water and a brush, and then you just pick up however much you want and apply it to your face. There's still one company in Japan today that still makes this komachi style beni. These are very high quality products and the price matches, ranging anywhere from $150 all the way to $500. Now, I have a much cheaper beni. It looks like this, and I'm gonna go ahead and apply it with water so you can see what it looks like on my skin. Lips, cheeks, eyes, and there we go. I'm a cosmetic nerd, so this was really fun for me to make. Shiseido still makes traditional Japanese makeup, and this is their beni for stage. It's 500 yen in Japan and made here as well. Now this is marketed towards traditional Japanese performing arts like kabuki. However, many people use it in their everyday life because it's a very traditional Japanese red called beni. It's really simple to use. You just add water and pick up however much you want. I like to do a light layer mostly, but I'll show you what it looks like with more opacity and swatch it on my hand so you can see the range of depth that you can attain. You want to let it completely dry, otherwise it'll transfer, but once it does, it creates a nice stain on your skin. And I rarely ever wear it like this, but this is the full opacity that you can get out of the color. As you can see, it's a really brilliant red and it doesn't transfer. It's such a beautiful lipstick. Think these look similar? Let's compare these two Japanese blushes side by side. On the left, we have Saison's Natural Cheek in number 14, and on the right is Canmake's Powdered Cheek in 39. This shade is described as a lavender pink, and I think it has more of a white base because what you see in the pan is what shows up on your skin. When you first glance at it, the Canmake one does look more purple, but if you apply it to your skin, it turns out to be more of a pink with a little bit more warmth than the Saison one. And I think it blends in a lot better to the skin than the Saison one, which tends to sit on top. But I think both are really pretty, and it depends what your preference is.
I have to show you one of the smoothest highlighters I have ever.
If you love that kind of finish and you're interested in Asian beauty at all, you have to try Japanese highlighter. Seriously, being smooth and undetectable is like the bread and butter of Japanese highlighters. Everybody who wears makeup in Japan has this highlighter, and for good reason. Like when I buy other highlighters, I literally compare it to this one, and this one's only like $5 or $6. It's the Saison Pearl Glow highlighter, specifically in Champagne. You can see I already have kind of a good dent going on. This is my second one. Super blinding, but it doesn't have any visible glitter. Like it just looks like a wet sheen on your cheek. You don't even need that much, but it just gives you like that boiled egg finish. This is like my regular shine that I have on my face just from my nose, and this is the highlighter on my cheek. And I have really dry skin, so this is just the highlighter doing its job. So beautiful, and these come in a bunch of different colors. I also have the pink one and the purple one. If you want something a little bit more subtle, this is the Vise highlight. It's kind of like a cream powder formula. I'll show you on this cheek what it looks like. Super smooth and buttery. Look at this sheen. It looks so natural. These are both like holy grail highlighters for me. These two are also really good. This is the Saison Cheek Duo, and it's like a cream to powder once again. This one is really beautiful as well. This is the Canmake Cream Highlight. Look how intense this one is. If you have access to Japanese makeup or you're coming to Japan anytime soon, you have to pick some of these up. So I'm gonna swatch the purple and the pink Saison highlight since everybody wanted to see what it looked like. This is the newest color in the Saison collection of highlighters. It came out in February, I think, and it's not quite as shiny as the first one I showed, but it gives you more of like that luminous glow to the skin, like a filter in real life. This one is much more subtle, but you can really build it up. I think this is a great option if you want to get into colored highlighters, but you don't want them to be too intense from the get-go. Alright, on to the next one. This is 04 Shell Pink. This one is also super shiny, like the Champagne shade that I showed. Just them side by side so you can really see the difference between the two. You can definitely see the purple shining through, and then this one is a super icy pink. I hope that helped anybody, and to anyone who was wondering where they could get these, I would say your best option is Yes Style. I think they had them on there for about $11, which is probably the cheapest you're gonna find outside of Japan. I'm sorry these are kind of hard to find, but good luck to everybody who wants to buy one. Schoolgirls in Japan are literally not allowed to wear makeup. Like, if they get caught in class, they will be asked to go wipe their face off immediately. But of course, that's never stopped anyone before. So today I really want to try gakko makeup or school makeup. This is the vibe of products that girls use the most because it's really cheap, and when you're in high school, you can't really afford to be spending a lot of money on makeup. Almost every tutorial starts out with a tone-up cream or a makeup base, so I'm gonna go in with this one that's blue. These have UV in them, and basically what they do is tone up your skin tone. So you want to use this in place of a foundation. You want to keep the most product off your face, so if you want to use concealer, you definitely want to go in with a spot concealer or color correcting palette. Keep it really minimal and only do it exactly where you need it. Tapping out with your finger is what a lot of girls do just to get the most natural finish. When it comes to eyeshadow, a lot of girls like to go in with these super pale shades just to sort of perfect the color of their eyelid, like this. And you want to take like a medium to dark brown or gray and just stamp it right in the outer corner of your eye to kind of elongate the corner like this. You want to get the eyeliner effect without wearing eyeliner. One of the most important steps is filling in your aiguisal or your eye bag, accentuating them more, like so. For eyelashes, I've seen some girls wearing mascara and some don't, but they always curl them. I'm gonna go in with the world's thinnest coat of mascara and keep it extremely natural, like you just woke up like that. For brows, I feel like they fill them in pretty naturally or just brush them the right way, which is what I'm gonna do because I really want to look like I'm not wearing makeup at all. For cheeks, I see a lot of girls go in with like this blush, for example, and then just very softly put it over their cheeks where they would naturally flush. I really don't want to be too heavy-handed. And of course, powdering your face is a key aspect of all Japanese makeup looks, even if they're trying not to get caught at school. I lightly press this powder all over the center of my face. It has a little bit of color, so it's gonna brighten a bit, but you don't want to use too much to where you could get clogged. And when it comes to lips, using a clear lip oil or lip gloss or a tinted lip balm are the most popular options. First, going in with this plum tinted lip balm, you just want to dab the color on there, then adding a little bit of this clear lip oil. And here is the finished look. Do you think it looks like I'm wearing makeup at all? I think maybe in the lashes you could tell, but if I didn't wear mascara at all, I really think this would be like unclockable. You ever notice how people who are living abroad in Japan just have like a certain look? Let's talk about it while I do my makeup. Now, I definitely can't deny that my style has changed after living here for 5 years, and I can't speak as to why some people have a certain look. There could be something deeper to unpack there, but honestly for me, it comes down to a simulation and what's physically available. I think the first one is pretty obvious. If you spend enough time in another city, state, or country, your perception on fashion and beauty will just change over time. When I first moved to Japan, I hated Japanese makeup and clothing. I just didn't really think it suited me. I appreciated it from afar, but just not for myself. I much preferred Western clothing, and I literally couldn't wait to get home to go shopping. But I've always dressed similar to this in a way. I still wear things that I've owned forever. Just my fashion sense is a little bit more toned down and honed to what's available here. It's hard/expensive to find specific fashion items outside of a free size. I'm 175 centimeter and definitely not 50 kilo. So I see all the cute stuff, but I just can't fit it. And that brings me into my second point. There's just limited access to Western brands other than designer. No Sephora or Ulta either. That means no Rare Beauty, no Anastasia, Patrick Ta, Fenty, Elf. None of those brands are available here. Like, you can find Maybelline and Revlon, brands like that, but all of the products that you'd be able to find are probably going to be different because they're catered to a Japanese market, obviously. I love Western brands, trust me, but a lot of them just don't ship here, or it's really expensive, especially with the yen conversion right now. I'm literally crying. Japanese cosmetics and Korean and Chinese in general are just a lot more accessible, so your style just adapts. I was raised on 2016 beauty YouTube, and trust me when I say I love a full bead, but I just don't do it anymore because I feel like it looks so intense on me, and I found to really appreciate wearing softer makeup. I think it actually suits my face more. Also, there's like no products for curly hair here. If you're looking into Japanese hair care, almost all of it is geared towards keeping your hair straight and moisturized. So I've just kind of admitted defeat and accepted whatever this is. I would die happy tomorrow if I could have free range of the shampoo aisle in an American grocery store, let me tell you. And yeah, basically after a period of time, you just drop a lot of things and pick a lot of new things up. I really don't think this is specific to Japan, and I hope this makes sense. This is just my personal experience. I like my style now. I think it's a nice blend between Eastern and Western ideals. If you're interested in Japanese beauty at all, you've probably come across something called a makeup base or a tone-up cream and thought, what are those? You can think of them like a makeup primer. That's basically what they are. They have sunscreen in them, so you can use them in place of a sunscreen, and they just give some extra benefits to your face that a sunscreen alone couldn't provide. Now, it depends on which makeup base or tone-up cream that you find. They all have different purposes, but For the most part, they're gonna be like this one, which controls shine, and it gives a bit of a clarifying effect because it has a tint of blue inside, which will cover the orange discoloration that you have on your skin. There's other colors that you can get, like pink, purple, green, yellow, orange. They come in all kinds of colors depending on what color correcting you want to have done on your face. Go ahead and show you what it looks like on half of my face so you can see the difference on what it looks like with and without. Go ahead and shake this up. It's quite liquidy. So I'll bring you in closer. This is my face with nothing but skincare on it, and this is with the makeup base. You can see it doesn't really cover everything, but it just gives a slightly brightening effect while mattifying my face and blurring my pores. Especially from far away, you can see the subtle difference. From this point on, you can go in with a actual foundation. This will act as a makeup primer, or you can do what I do and just put concealer on top and think of this kind of like a foundation. This is my finished base with just a little bit of a color correcting concealer, just spot concealed where I need it, and as you can see, it just gives the perfect finish. I don't have any powder on either. This is just what my skin looks like. I don't like the way that foundation looks on my skin. I really don't want to see it if possible. So if you're like me and you're coming to Japan anytime soon, or you have access to Japanese cosmetics, I really recommend looking into Japanese makeup bases. I've been looking for a lip product that matches Victor and Victoria's lip color forever, and I think I finally found them. When I saw the swatches, I was like, oh my god, I feel like I found what I've been looking for. This is from the Chinese brand Hintor, and these are both under like $10. I got the shade B08 Rare Oolong and B09 Brown Floating Clouds. Obviously, we know which one belongs to who. I want to try Victoria's first because I'm most excited for hers. Alright, let's open her up. The camera always adds a little bit of pink to my lips, but I feel like in real life this is honestly a perfect match to her lip color. It's gray, but pink, but brown. I'm literally gonna wear this like every day. Let's try the Victor one. This one was described as a brown gray, which I thought might be perfect for Victor because I've bought some other lipsticks that I thought might have matched his lip color, but they were just a little bit too blue. Hoping this one comes off more as a warm gray, just like his lip color in the movie. Okay, she's kind of dark. They blend out really, really easily. I think his might have been a little bit lighter in the movie, but this is so close that I can't be mad about it. I'm so happy right now. I cannot tell you how long I've been on the quest to find these lip colors, and I feel like I can finally be satisfied. I'm absolutely obsessed with this look that Felix has been doing recently, so I wanted to try it on me. They're letting his freckles shine through, so I'm guessing he doesn't have much foundation on his skin and they're just going in with a spot correcting palette. That's my best guess, so that's what I'm gonna do. And I'm just going to place the product exactly where I need it because we want the skin to look extremely natural and perfected. Seems like they give him kind of your dark circles but better, so I'm gonna go in with my favorite eyeshadow ever. This is by the brand Hint, and I'm gonna feather that out all around my eye shape. Should look something like this, a very soft smoky eye. Then you want to take a very dark brown or gray and elongate your outer corner and try to go up to get a more feline look. It doesn't look like he wears much shimmer on his eyes these days, so I'm just going to highlight with a matte color, like so. They keep his brows pretty nice and natural, so I'm just going to fluff mine up a bit and elongate the tail. Since this is men's makeup, having a big fluffy brow is pretty important to the look. For blush, it looks like they go in with quite a orange/nude color and keep it really, really close to his under eye. I'm gonna go in with one that leans a little bit more nude since I am really cool toned. And now obviously the freckles. I'm gonna try to draw them on close to where his naturally are. Here's what they look like. His lips are a huge statement. He has like really big pouty heart-shaped lips, so I'm just gonna kind of make mine match his in a way. I'm overdrawing my top lip a little bit to widen the cupid's bow, and then I'm gonna add a little bit of depth on the bottom lip to get this heart shape. I'm also gonna take a black eyeshadow and put a little bit of shading right in this area of my lips. I'm also going to lightly accentuate the corners of my lips because he does have kind of a wide mouth, at least wider than mine. I usually see him wearing like a pinky nudie red lip color and it's pretty pigmented. So I'm gonna go in with this one. Here is the finished look. This is a newer Korean brand that's been kind of popping off in Japan recently. They want to expand to a English-speaking market soon, so they sent me some stuff to try. This is their pink tea tree line with Sika, and I don't really see people talk about it in the West, but almost all the best-selling products in Japan have this ingredient in it. It's so popular, like you literally can't escape it. Not that you would want to, but it gives your skin that kind of like chewy texture where it's very bouncy and soft. That's the best way I can describe it. And obviously tea tree is a great ingredient, so it's really nice to see them paired together. First up is their calming toner. It's supposed to be soothing and hydrating. I like toners that have a really liquidy consistency like this, even though I have dry skin, because I really like to layer toners on. Sometimes I'll do like 5-6 layers, and I have to be really careful because I will get like buildup in my pores, but so far that hasn't happened. This is my favorite product from their line. I'm a big fan of serums. You actually push this button on the top and it just sucks it in, and then when you're done with it, close it. Like, not only do I love the applicator, but I really love how this absorbs into my skin and it doesn't stay sticky. That's a huge texture problem for me. It's really difficult to find something that is moisturizing that doesn't leave like a sticky film on your skin. Last is their intensive cream. It's a thick gel consistency and it's also pink. This one smells really good. I've been enjoying this one since the weather's gotten colder. It gives you like that very dangle-esque skin that everybody wants. So yeah, keep your eye out for them. I think if you're going to get like anything from the collection, I recommend this serum the most because you're going to get that Sika and tea tree combo if you just want to try it out if you're not sure. But yeah, thank you Apnine for sending me everything, and bye. Did you know that you can customize ColourPop palettes? This one's been lying in the bottom of my drawer for a while. The color story spoke to me online, but when it got here, it was just kind of meh. So let's upgrade it today. I took out all the repeat shades that ColourPop tends to do and got out my collection of single eyeshadows. You can obviously use other ColourPop palettes, but today I'm going to pull from here. For the first shade, I actually wanted to keep the white shimmer, but I just didn't think it was intense enough, so I added one that was. Anytime I use gray, I like to use blue as well, so I added a light blue shimmer. And I thought this was an interesting color that would go along well with all the mattes. And grabbing another one, I wanted this row to kind of be the standout shade, so I can just throw on some mattes and then grab one of these. This one's actually a holographic shimmer, which is cool. And then just finishing out with a powder blue matte to match the shade above it. There's one spot left, and I thought a classic silver shade was needed, and here is the finished palette. There's so much more texture, there's so much more variety of shades and finishes that I feel like I could make infinitely more looks with this color story than the original one. And I know not everybody has a bunch of singles laying around, but if you do own more than one ColourPop palette, this could definitely be a fun project. A glowy mesh cushion foundation for pale olive girlies. I've never ordered something so fast. This is from the C Beauty brand Judy Doll in the shade B15, and it's supposed to be super moisturizing and perfect for a pale olive skin tone. Here she is. She literally looks green in the pan. I'm freaking out right now. Let's swatch her first. Oh, you can barely see it. Okay. Oh my god. This is like my exact skin tone. And it's so glowy. I feel like I manifested this. Light coverage, very glowy finish, and the texture of it feels almost gel-like. I've never had my hand be able to match to my face before. It's always been way too yellow or way too pink. This is crazy. Finished my base routine, and obviously I'll have to see how it wears, but I can already tell I'm gonna like this just based on how it sits under makeup. Please don't discontinue this. Okay, so one thing that sent me into a coma when I first moved to Japan was the fact that girls put like pink and purple into their eyebrows casually. Like even if they don't have pink hair, they're coloring their eyebrows with pink. I was so shocked when I went to the drugstore and there was eyebrow powders that were like literally fuchsia. I'm gonna say this is a trend I used to hate, but it's slowly growing on me. These are Roman Ann's brow mascaras, and these are Japan exclusive colors. There's a dusty pink one and a kind of a berry shade. These are very, very common colors for here. I'm gonna try on this one because I do think it's a little bit more wearable. Sort of lightening brow mascaras are really, really popular in Asia, but I think specifically Japan. You see them everywhere and they come in a bunch of colors. Here's what it looks like with the brow mascara. Here's what it looks like without. Isn't it really cute? I think it's so cute. Actually, I think I'll just show the berry one too. This one's a little bit more intense. Now, I do think if you have lighter eyebrows, like they are bleached blonde or they just are lighter in color, these are gonna show up like really colorful on you. But since I have dark eyebrows, it's still pretty subtle. Here is the berry shade. For this makeup look, I think I still prefer the lighter pink one, but I think you would try out these kind of colorful eyebrows. Let's do a full face of Chinese Beauty. This is a recent discovery. This is from the brand Judy Doll, and it is a glowy cushion foundation for a pale olive skin tone. I would say the finish is very similar to the Roman and watery tint, sheer and very glowy. This is actually the only foundation I've ever found that actually matches my skin tone perfectly. I highly recommend it, although if you don't have an olive skin tone, this could make your skin look really dull. For eyes, I've been loving this palette from the Nana X Passionate Lovers collection. If you're just starting out with makeup, this might be kind of a hard color story for you, but if you are seasoned, you can get some really cool looks out of this. Today I'm going for a neutral soft glam with a lot of glitter because I do think they are the standout shades in this palette. If you haven't tried a matte inner corner, you need to. This single eyeshadow from Juicy has been my go-to recently. Next, I'm using one of my holy grails, also from Juicy. This is the double-ended eyeliner from their Cat's Eye collection. The tip is really thin. Honestly, Chinese eyeliners are unrivaled, and you can never have enough sparkle, so I went in with this holographic mascara topper and tried to capture on the back camera with flash what it looks like in person. You couldn't already tell, Juicy is one of my favorite C Beauty brands. This is their new cream blush, and the shade is basically a cream version of that Dior one. It works amazing as a blush base, and if you want to look like you have a filter on in real life, you have to try out these new Kaleidos blushes. This is the shade Pale Rose, and honestly, I don't have to say anything. Look how beautiful it is. Kaleidos really kills it with their face products, and I mentioned earlier that I have an olive skin tone. If you're looking for a contour palette that is pale enough for you, but also works with your green undertone, I cannot recommend this one enough. Plus, the formula is to die for. Unfortunately, I think this is discontinued, but this is the Flower Nose Angel Highlighter in Aria. It gives very much Fenty Diamond Bomb, and since I don't have it, I like to use this one instead. Now, if you like dark makeup and Chinese beauty and you haven't checked out Girl Cult, what are you doing? Because they have literally the coolest collection of lip tints. J76 is my favorite shade. It is a gray base with blue shimmer. If you apply one of the glittery shades, let it dry before you touch your lips together, and the glitter will last all day. It won't even budge, I promise. Are the viral Tater products in Japan and here on TikTok worth the hype? First up is the Milk Skin Toner, and I'm just going to do a couple layers instead of 7 like she does in this video. It's supposed to be great for dry sensitive skin. It also helps with brightening and texture, has niacinamide, chamomile, rice bran, all the good stuff. After 1 layer, it's instantly hydrating, and after 3, my skin feels so plump. Maybe this is the best toner I've ever tried. The bottle's also really heavy and satisfying to hold. 10 out of 10. I think about this girl's skin weekly. She says this is what gives her instant glass skin, so let's see if it's true. This is their ceramic milk ampule, and it's supposed to actively repair your skin barrier. I have extremely dry skin, so I've actually been really loving this for the winter time in Japan. If you've been here before, you know how brittle it gets. But every time I use this, it just leaves my skin so smooth and healthy feeling. This level of hydration is usually something I can never achieve in the winter time. It's one of those products that from the first time that you use it, you just know it's going to be a staple product. 1,000 out of 10. In Japan, this tone-up primer is almost as popular as the cushion, but I don't really see a lot of people talk about it. Well, in English. It's a standard tone-up cream. It has SPF, it gives a blurring effect, a little mattifying on my dry skin, and the beige color is really nice at evening out my skin tone and hiding some discoloration. I can see why this is so popular with Japanese girls. It's very similar to other Japanese primers. I'm gonna give it a 7 out of 10. Alright, everybody I know uses this. It's literally everywhere. I have most of the colors, but for general review purposes, I'm going to use the red one today. All the cushions I have are in 17C, and this color is a tad dark for me, but thankfully the primer lightened my skin up underneath enough so that's fine. I actually hadn't tried the red one before today because I thought it was going to be a little bit too thick, but all the reviews are true. Very smooth, very skin-like. I'm honestly impressed by the coverage and the finish. It seems like it almost creates a film over the skin and then just locks that way and doesn't budge. My only critique for this cushion is that it does oxidize after about 30 minutes, so I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10 for that reason. And since I have most of them, let me know if you want a review of the other cushions. I got another olive cushion foundation to try. There's 18 total shades for this foundation range, and 6 of them are actually for olive undertones. Are all of them swatched? And here's all the pale shades swatched. I ended up getting 1CG because I am very fair and have a cool olive undertone. Take the sticker off, and here's what she looks like. It's a mesh cushion, which I like to see. Here is the swatch. Swatched two other foundations next to it. In the middle right here is the Judy Doll Olive foundation. You can see it's a little bit more green than this one. This one right here is obviously a lot more pink. This is the lightest shade in the Clio Kill Cover Glow Cushion Foundation. I don't really know exactly what kind of finish this one is supposed to have. There wasn't a lot of information on the website that I ordered it from, but I'm just going to try it. And right off the bat, it looks really good. This is the side with and this is the side without, but it's so close to my natural skin color that you like can't even tell that I'm wearing foundation. This formula is really similar to the Clio Glow Mesh Cushion Foundation. It's sheer and very buildable, not cakey at all. It's so skin-like. I will say it is a little bit expensive for what you're getting. I think I paid $25 and there's no refill, so when it comes to cushion foundations it is a little bit pricey, but if you do have an olive skin tone and you are pale, these are probably the only options, and I think I would gladly pay again just to have a foundation that matches me.
Breaking news in the redhead mascara world. It looks like my eyebrows.
If you're a redhead looking for a wearable mascara, oddly enough, you might want to look to Japan. Colored mascaras are so popular here, and I can't emphasize this enough. This shade range is not uncommon to see for Japanese mascaras. They almost always have a gray, a soft orange, blonde color, and some kind of berry or purple color. Even really affordable brands like talkkk have a wide range of colors as well. Now, I don't have any mascaras to show for redheads because I am very cool toned, but I will show you the mascaras that I do have. These two are Japan exclusive Rowan and brown mascaras, but you can also use them on their eyelashes. There's a dusty pink shade and a berry shade. They are swatched. If you're familiar with Japanese mascaras, then you definitely know Heroine make. There's a dusty gray and then a dusty lilac shade. You can see they're really soft. These are from Kirei Factory. These ones are super light. If you put them on your eyelashes or your eyebrows, it will give a bleached effect. So if you're into something like that and you don't want to dye your eyebrows, also look into Japanese mascaras. These are a lot more pigmented than the rest because they are meant to significantly lighten your brow or eyelashes. Last one is from talkkk. If you know Japanese cosmetics, you definitely know talkkk. The shade is a very soft blue. Here it is right here. If you have blue hair, like a soft blue hair, I think this would be so beautiful, or even if it's a bright color, just to have a soft blue haze to your eyebrows or eyelashes is such a slay. All of these can be found almost like any Japanese drugstore, or if you go to places like Donkey or Plaza or at Cosme in Harajuku. Added bonus is that Japanese mascaras are really budge proof. You can see these like won't even come off if I rub them. So if you're looking for a waterproof colored mascara that's wearable, Japanese mascaras. Okay, pray for my face because I'm gonna swatch every single Tutor foundation that I own, including a brand new one that just came out in Japan last week. Before I start, here is a chart showing all the differences between the colors and their formulas. First up is the OG Red Cushion. If you want a full coverage foundation that isn't mattifying, super long lasting, but still has a bit of a glow, this is the perfect fit for you. It just creates a film over the skin and then it dries like that. And it doesn't budge all day, although it does oxidize a little bit. Moving on to the black one, I would say it's very similar to the Red Cushion, although it's a little bit more mattifying and meant for controlling oil. If you struggle to find a foundation that will control your shine, I think this will be a good one for you. On my dry skin, it is a little bit matte, but I would say it has a really natural finish. Once it truly dries down, it gives your skin a kind of powdered mochi vibe, although this one also oxidizes. Next up is the White Cushion Foundation. This is one of my absolute favorites in my entire collection. It's super glowy with a sheer to medium coverage, really brightening, really moisturizing, but the trade-off is that it's not as long lasting, which doesn't really bother me. But you can see it just gives the most beautiful glass skin effect. I'm literally in love with this foundation, and it doesn't oxidize at all, so if you are a pale girly, definitely check this one out. I would say the silver one is the most popular color in Japan besides the red cushion, obviously. It's basically the white one's mature older sister, a little bit more coverage and a little bit more long lasting. It's honestly like a combination of all the cushions that I showed before, so if you're looking for a jack of all trades, this one is really good. I find it sits really nicely on the skin, it gives a blurring effect, it gives a glowing effect, and it also doesn't oxidize. Alright, I've been waiting for this one forever. This is the newest Tutor foundation to launch. It's the Crystal Cushion, and as you can see, the packaging is absolutely stunning. This is actually the first mesh cushion that they've put out, and it's a little bit different shape than the normal ones. You can see the puff is different. This one has the lightest coverage of all the cushion foundations because it's just supposed to give your skin a kind of healthy glow. It's really not going to cover much on its own, but I love foundations like this, so it doesn't bother me. It really just makes your skin look like you have a really good skincare routine. In terms of formula, this This one does feel the thinnest, so if you struggle with cakey makeup, I think this one will be perfect for you. I'm actually in love with this. I think it's gonna be a new staple. Overall, I would say the white cushion and the new crystal cushion are my favorites, but would you try any of these? What is the lipstick that Moroha uses in Yashihime? Canonically, it's Demon Blood, I believe, but basically it's a magical bini. Bini is a red pigment that's made from safflower. When it's processed, it turns a beautiful bright red, and it's been used in Japanese beauty for a millennia. Now, you might be thinking that the seashell was special to the anime, just something to help with the world building, but actually storing bini in seashells was extremely common all the way up until the 1920s. Here's an example of what bini in a real seashell would look like. You can see it's actually lacquered. Things like these would have been used by Maiko, or could even be on the vanity of a late 1800s woman. The bini is actually painted on the inside of the seashell in a thin layer. To use it, you would use water or spit to activate it and then apply it wherever you want. This practice actually declined with the westernization of Japan. Adoption of Western cosmetics such as compacts and lipstick in a tube became much more widespread in the 1920s and subsequently forward. Now, that doesn't mean that bini isn't still used today. I've made a couple other videos about it before, but it's still used on stage by kabuki actors, by geisha. If you're coming to Japan anytime soon, Shiseido still makes stage makeup, and they have a bini that is really affordable. It's only about 500 yen. If you get it, you can actually see what the color would look like and use it on yourself. I got a bunch of stuff from Girl Cult's new collection, so let's try it together. You can see the packaging is absolutely beautiful. It's based on the great four inventions of China, Su Da Famin, gunpowder, printmaking, paper making, and the compass. I have no self-control, so I got all three of the palettes. This one is white paper, black letter. Sorry, I can't read Chinese. I'm just going off the kanji that I know. And this one is like fire. I think I'm gonna mix these two together. Starting out with the medium light gray. I'm just gonna put this all over my lid as a base, and then softly feathering it out, the darker gray into the outer corner. I want to do a red lower lash line, so I'm gonna go in with this matte one right here. Oh, that's really pigmented. This is one of the easiest red eyeshadows I've ever worked with. I'm gonna take this super sparkly silvery gold shade, softly place it all over my lid. Kind of hard to see in this lighting, but in regular lighting it just looks like twinkling stars. I added some mascara, and I'm also going to take this like blacky red color and do a winged eyeliner. And then I'm going to take whatever's left of the eyeliner and slightly draw in my aegis-sao, like so. Okay, this is the piece I was the most excited for in the collection. This is the black blush. It's not that like basic peach pink that every other black blush is. It actually is closer to like a rusty red. I'm gonna use my finger and put this on. It really looks like a super natural flush. Like, you just have blood pumping through your cheeks. So pretty. I don't think I have a color like this, which is super exciting. Alright, so I got 6 of the lipsticks because I just couldn't help myself. These are all a matte lip clay, which is one of my favorite formulas. I'm not going to go through them one by one, but here they all are swatched. This is a true black, and this is also a true black, but it has some like red shimmers in it that you can't really see on camera. I'm thinking I want to mix like these two together. Also, the packaging is absolutely stunning. There's this like calligraphy packaging, and also this gun smoky ink map style packaging for the lighter colors. I'm gonna apply the dark red first, just a tiny bit of it, like seriously this much. Then I'm gonna blend it out using this blending tool. With these kind of matte lipsticks, I think it's really good to work in layers and not try to do the whole thing at one time. Applying a little bit of the black and red sparkle one and blending it out. Once I like the way the gradient looks, I'm going to go in with a tiny bit more black just right in the center of my lips. And this is the finished look. I get a lot of questions about where I get my makeup from, so I'm gonna break it down in this video. I do want to preface with the fact that I do live in Japan, so that does kind of affect the sources of where I get my makeup from, especially when it comes to Asian makeup like Japanese, Chinese, Korean. Let's just start out with Japanese makeup. Basically just go to the drugstore if it's brands like Canmake or Saison. If it's higher end, like Suikyu for example, I just get it from their like online store. And that goes for most Japanese beauty. I think most people want to know where I get my Chinese beauty from because it is kind of hard to get your hands on it. There's a couple places. The main place that I order Chinese makeup from is a website called Jume. They basically just ship Chinese makeup to Japan. Brands like Girl Cult, B&K, the Nana X Passionate Lovers collection, stuff like that, I get it from that website. And when it comes to Juicy or Flower Nose, you can get it from a lot of stores here, like Plaza or Donkey is another really good one. They carry a lot of Color Rose, Flower Nose, Juicy, Judy Doll, like those kind of popular Chinese brand. When it comes to Korean makeup, a lot of Korean makeup is available in Japan just at like drugstores or on Amazon. Actually, I get a lot of my Korean beauty from a site called Qten. Kind of like Japanese eBay, I guess. A lot of the Korean brands will have flagship stores on there, so I just order directly from there. And then in general, I also use a site called @cosme. They're kind of like Japanese Sephora. If you're interested in Japan, you've probably seen videos of people going to the store in Harajuku called @cosme, but they also have an online retailing platform. They pretty much carry luxury Japanese and Korean beauty, so if I want something, I check there too. Other than that, a lot of makeup that I have is just actually limited edition. I just wait for like brands to come out with cool collections and then I buy them. If you've been loving the Ayataka no inspired makeup looks recently, I have something you might like to see. So back in 2010, Shu Uemura and Ayataka no actually did a collab for a Christmas seasonal release. The theme of the collection was abracadabra. It included a bunch of magical girls and magical symbols. There was even a website where you could play like a bunch of little mini games. The lineup of the collection included 13 items: eyeshadows, lip products, makeup brushes, makeup pouches. Now I don't have everything in the collection, but arguably I think I have the best pieces. First is the Reindeer Kiss palette and then the Bow Magic Queen palette. The packaging is so cute. Here is the inside. Have everything you need to make a signature Ayataka no look. Here's the Magic Queen palette. This one is untouched. I just have it for my collection. These are very old, so I don't actually use them. This is a more neutral black version. You can kind of pick like which look you resonate more with. But my favorite thing in the collection is these fake eyelashes. Just take them out of the packaging really quick. You can see they're actually individual lashes with heart and star decals on them. Actually, the other day I found another copy of the reindeer palette, so now I have two. This one didn't come with the cover and it's pretty beaten up, but it was only like 500 yen. Thought I could repurpose it like that Dior lady does on TikTok. So let me know if you would like me to film it and share my process with you guys. Look how tiny this eyebrow pencil is. Oh my god. I got some new Japanese and Chinese makeup, so let's try them. I never usually buy Japanese eyebrow products because they never make ones that are for black hair, surprisingly. I guess colored eyebrows are just where it's at. But this one intrigued me because not only was it 500 yen, it is literally almost the size of a mechanical pencil. This is literally the tiniest eyebrow pencil I've ever seen. Going in with my usual eyebrow mascara. It's so precise. I feel like I'm sketching on my face with a pencil. You can even get in between these super tiny gaps. I mean, so far 10 out of 10. Okay, I feel like we started off on a good note, so on to the next. This product really intrigued me. It's a black eyeshadow base from Can Make. I would say these type of balm eyeshadow bases are pretty popular in Japan, but I don't really see black ones, especially from a brand like Can Make. So really not that opaque, and it kind of just leaves like a tacky surface on the eyelid. It's giving very clean girl goth. Moving on to the best part, the eyeshadow. This is a palette from Qianyan. If you saw my Year the Dragon palette I posted the other day, this is the same brand. And then I'm trying this other Chinese brand for the first time called Choi's Beauty. Kind of like mix these together and hopefully they'll do well on the eye base. I'm gonna start out with the gray. I'm gonna do like a little pop of red. I'm just going to I always forget how pigmented Chinese red eyeshadows are. They really don't play around when it comes to a red eyeshadow. I purposely left the center of my eye tacky so I could put this eyeshadow on top. I'm just going to place that right in the center of my eye. Wow, that is so pretty. A little on the bottom lash line too. White to highlight my inner corner. Very pigmented. Here is the finished look. I would say everything was a win, especially these two. Swatch some alternative sea beauty with me. A lot of people were asking for this Year of the Dragon palette to be swatched, specifically this rainbow shade, so here you guys go. I was absolutely shocked about how popular this palette was, but of course I love it when my sea beauty posts go viral, because if there's one thing I stan, it's Chinese makeup. I absolutely want everybody to try it. But of course, with that virality comes the influx of xenophobic comments and DMs, claiming it's toxic, it's cancer-causing, it's full of lead, poor quality, unregulated, cheap. Some people were just straight up insulting the Chinese people with statements I'm not going to repeat here. Listen, I understand there are reasonable concerns when it comes to products that are not at all marketed outside their home country, especially ones like China where unless you live there or have a good friend who speaks the language, it's pretty hard to find information. But I show a lot of Japanese makeup on my page and they are exactly the same way. Japanese brands never market to a foreign audience, and I've shown makeup that's as little as 400 yen, that's like 250. But literally, I've never got a single comment asking about the safety of those products. Nor do I ever get questions about Korean beauty as well. Now you could say those industries are very strict about regulating ingredients, but so is China, which is in fact why so many sea beauty brands are cruelty-free. Yes, China used to require testing on animals for selling to a Chinese market, but that was mostly, and still is, aimed towards foreign brands wanting to release products there. Brands like MAC, Maybelline, or NARS. As long as a domestic brand produces products that are made with approved ingredients, since 2021, they don't have to be tested. Flower Nose, Girl Cult, Kaleidos, and almost every other sea beauty brand is cruelty-free. And not only that, but many of the brands that I show are LGBT-owned, woman-owned, or very woman-forward. I just can't believe in 2024 people are so openly hateful. It breaks my heart. There are many American or Korean or Japanese brands that aren't cruelty-free or have had scandals when it comes to lab oversights, yet nobody says all American or all Korean products are bad. I ignored a lot of comments on the last viral videos that I had, but as a creator who gets millions of views for posting sea beauty, I feel like I finally had to address it. And it's completely fine if you don't want to try these products or have genuine concerns. I just draw the line at open hate.